Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you may be. And welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another edition of HCW Show Squared, the show with the future format or formula of the defunct HCW Show podcast. It's powered by the power of, you guessed it, 2. I'm your host, doing solo duty, Dan DP, or as we all say, DpuizY. Yeah, almost forgot my own intro there. And as I said already, I'm doing solo duty for this week. People just aren't available, and it is what it is. But you can always rely on good old DpuizY. Don't cut that out. To get things going. So, without any further ado, let's get this show up. This show. Why is it bringing me out for? I want to get on with this show. Okay, I guess we're not swearing today. But before I get into it, let me quickly share with you a story. And I'll quickly bring the beat in. Bring the beat in. Anything for you, Beyonce. So, I have an unaliving wish, apparently, as it were. Got home late today, day of recording, that is, and thought, I want a snack. You know, what can I have? And naturally, my first thought was noodles, because I'm on a noodles kick right now. I love noodles. Unfortunately, the ones I had were these Bulldog 2 times spicy. I've got a good tolerance for this stuff, and this had me panting. And then to make things worse, noodles weren't enough, so I got some more snacks. I got these. Snacking Pickles by Serious Pig. They're a pretty cool company. But these were pickles with, you can see it there, with chili. So that was fun. And then I also had some snack salami from Serious Pig. Again, really good stuff. And this is not at all product placement. It is. But just want to point out that they're a really cool company and they do fantastic goods and fantastic food stuff for snacking. But yeah, if you're watching Serious Pig, then, you know, give your boy a shout. I would love to work with you guys because I love the put out. Again, they bleep me out. I'm just a natural swearer, okay? Right. Without any further ado, let's get this on the road. This is for WWE NXT for the 12th of November. We are away from HCW this week and back in the Capitol Wrestling Center. So let's see what happens. We've got a couple of matches that we know about and unfortunately a Trick Williams promo. So let's get into it. First thing first, we get a recap of last week's events. Nothing much to note here really, other than just WWE do good packages for this sort of thing. And we go straight into match 1, a tag team match between the women of Metaphor, Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend, against the makeshift slash dream team of the last few weeks, Stephanie Vaquer and Julia. And of course, without any shadow in anyone's mind of doubt, Julia and Stephanie win, following Stephanie's package backbreaker and double knee strikes to the face of Jakara. I rated it 3.25 stars. It was a good opener. It was nothing outstanding, but it was perfectly good. You know what I mean? It got roughly about 10 minutes of on-screen time that fell on the floor. Oh well. So we'll go get that in a second. And he got roughly about 10 minutes, so he wasn't short for time, and all 4 competitors got their stuff in. It wasn't a squash like I initially had suspected it would have been. Julia and Stephanie, despite being the obvious winners, didn't get it easy either for Metaphor, and, you know, rightly so. Jakara continues to be good at what she does, and Lash is actually improving with every appearance that I've seen her do. Maybe their main roster stint has helped as well. mixing with the likes of, the Sky Pirates, Kai was saying Neo Sky, mixing with, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. These sort of things do help in the long run, and I guess they're learning from them as well and taking that knowledge with them on the road. Obvious win, but a good one. So, good way to start things off. Let's move on. Forgive me if I come across as being a little bit ill or a little bit poorly. I've been recovering from the plague. Not the plague, it's more like just a flu. Migraine sort of thing, So, backstage, I misspoke. Post-match, from the first match, Julia and Stephanie exchange friendly warnings to each other about a deadline. They both expect to be in the Iron Survivor match. We'll get more into that soon. There's literally no in-between stuff now. So it's time for the next match. Match 2. A Iron Survivor Challenge qualifying match between Sol Ruka and Cora Jade. And surprisingly to me, I was surprised by the outcome of this match. Sol wins with the Soul Snatcher, following Cora missing a knee strike in the corner. I rated this 2 stars. I will give this match the highest I'm willing to give a match that goes lower than 5 minutes. And this was about 3 minutes, if I had to really time it. I didn't time it, I don't know. It was about 3 minutes, which really meant all they had time to do here was the Soul Snatcher with a little bit of stuff in between, and working that, into the match. I'm surprised that Cora as well didn't win, as I said already. But thinking about it, and hindsight is 2020, etc., etc. She might not be ready for that kind of match just yet. It's very single. It's a singles match, or it's a singles kind of match. You fight for yourself and only yourself, and you're not involved in a multi-person sort of tag team thing. Whereas the matches that she's had so far since coming back, Cora Jade, have been multi-person matches. So there might be an element of that as to why Cora was not in contention to be in this Iron Survivor. But Sol Ruka is, and Sol Ruka wins, and she'll be a great addition to this match. She'll get a shot now to potentially challenge Roxanne Perez for the Women's NXT Championship. After this, we go backstage. It's a team of uncle and nephew, Cedric Alexander and Javon Evans. They're talking about what's happened. They're piping the show and be like, hey, this happened next, or we're here too, yeah. And how they both have Iron Survivor match qualifying matches coming up later tonight. Javon has Lexis King and Cedric has Wesley. Both should be fun matches. In the same segment, they walk past Karen Petrovic, who's chatting with Dion Lennox. And they're talking about favourite colours. Carmen likes yellow, until Ashanti Adonis' yellow beanie distracted her. And now her favourite colour is red. Riveting stuff. In comes Brindley Reese, who confirms that Carmen's not talking about. And then, as soon as that happens, in comes Ashanti Adonis. I forgot his name for a second there. And honestly, I'm over this. I'm over this completely. This demo wasn't as creepy as what we've seen from Ashanti. So maybe they're on the route to, redemption. I don't know. Anyway, a mixed tag match seems to be set in the books between Carmen and Ashanti against Brindley and Dion. Okay, fine, whatever. Backstage now, Ava is talking to the NXT tag division. She wants to see the next tag team step up out of these lot. She goes over a list of accolades for each team. Gallus are there, the former NXT and NXT UK tag team champions. You've got Hank and Tank, who are D1 college football standouts. Honk, honk. You've got the NQCC, D1 collegiate wrestler and Olympian. You've got OTM and Tyson Dupont and Tariq Igwe, who Ava sort of throws a comment at both of them, saying you two could shot put a car over this building, and then they get into a bit of a verbal scrap where it's like, talking to me, dog, that sort of stuff. She then turns to the family, which is China Lorenzo, Stax, and Juicy Lucy, Crucifino. She goes, and you guys, you make people disappear. And then, Stax and Juicy Lucy, they're like, whoa, allegedly. Allegedly, I do that, you know. Allegedly, they're saying these things. But if you ain't careful, Ava, you may find yourself getting disappeared too. Allegedly. Sorry. After this is general verbal chaos, and Ava wants to see this sort of intensity in the ring. So we're going to be building towards tag team challenges soon. Other than that, we're moving on to match 3, which is another Iron Survivor Challenge qualifying match. It's Wesley and Cedric Alexander. Wesley wins with the Meteora. This was a 10 plus minute match here, so I'm entitled to give it the rating system to its fullest. And this might shock some people. It shocked me when I watched it and I found out how much I enjoyed this match. I rated this match 4.5 stars, 4.5 out of a maximum of 5. 10 minutes here, 10 plus minutes were given here. I think it was like 11 minutes, something like that. And it was given to the correct match. These two killed it in this match. And that's not really a surprise, in my honest opinion. This was a great match that had twists and turns everywhere. When you thought it was over, it wasn't. And then when you thought it couldn't get any better, or they couldn't give any more, they gave a bit more and it became a bit better. This was fantastic and I really enjoyed it. I think this might be my next, not my next, but it might be one of my highest ranked TV matches in a while. So congrats to both of them for achieving that accolade. That means absolutely nothing to them, but means something to me. So, who's the real winner? It's you. It's you guys. Congrats to both of them for putting on a show that they did. And with that, of course, Wesley does progress and is the first man who qualifies for the men's Iron Survivor. So we've got Solruka on women's and Wesley on the men's. We move on to a vignette. It's Tony D'Angelo at his family restaurant when Shawn Spears appears once again. Shawn Spears announces that he wants Tony's title. Spears also announces that he wants Brooks to fight Tony next week in a non-title match. Tony questions Spears' methods and questions Brooks to fight for himself. Spears goes into a short monologue about what the title means to him and why he needs it. Tony eventually just gives in and gives Spears what he wants, a match with Brooks. Shawn and Brooks then leave. As they leave, Spears tells Brooks, that's how you deal with the boss. And then he says, as they enter in a car, isn't that right, Nico? And then it pans to the driver of the car, and it's Nico Nico Vance, who's been on NXT Level Up over the past few months. Decent enough wrestler, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with him being aligned with Shawn Spears and Brooks Jensen going forward. After this, though, we go into an interview with Kalani Jordan. Kalani is ready for this. She don't care if JC and Jasmine get involved. And then, sure enough, like Beetlejuice, say their name, and they are there. Fatal Influence come in, and they let Kalani know that they'll be there at ringside to help Fallon. These are not dodgy heels. They're just going to be like, you know what, I'm going to be out there. I'm going to help Fallon win. So, fuck you, Kalani. After this, it's time for, the Trick Williams promo. He comes out, he reminds us that he won the last men's Iron Survivor match in a bullshit way, and I still believe that was bullshit. He talks about how he and Bubba Ray put Ethan Page through a table. Page don't want to talk about that. What he does want to talk about is Ridge Holland. And so he proceeds to call Ridge Holland out. However, out comes Andre Chase. Okay, now you have my attention. He apologises for the interruption. However, he informs Trick that he's not finished with Ridge just yet. Trick acknowledges this from Andre and from Chase U, and he implies, or not implies, he gets like a sort of round of applause and acknowledgement for Chase U and Andre Chase himself, and then he implies that he wants to give Andre a title match for his men's NXT Championship. However, as he does this, out comes Ridge Holland, and Ridge is firmly against all of this happening. Ridge thinks it's ridiculous to even consider Andre, as Ridge pinned Trick last week, and he is the biggest threat to Trick's NXT title. Andre then says he wants one more match with Ridge and even offers to put up Chase U for that. I mean, like, at what point do you take Chase U away from Andre Chase to stop him from gambling it all the time? Yeah, but Ridge has no interest in this match because why would he? You know, he's beaten Andre, he beat Trick. He's next in line theoretically. Trick, however, suggests a one-on-one between the two, with the winner fighting Trick for the title at Deadline. Trick says that he's pulling for Andre, for the hard work, for the relationships that he has with Chase U cohort. Ridge cuts off Trick at this point, saying he'll take it. He'll take the match because he wants to take Andre's university, he'll take Andre's relationships, he'll take the one with Riley Osborne, he'll take the relationship that he has with Duke Hudson, and most importantly, he will take the relationship that Andre Chase has with Thea Hale. And he will leave him with nothing. After this, Ridge attacks Andre, but then he's laid out then by Trick, and then Trick and Andre deliver the Chase U stomps. You know, give me a C, give me a H, etc. You know, all that spell, Chase U. Sorry. But yeah, so it seems we're going to be getting a match next week to determine the number one contender to Trick's Trick's men's NXT Championship. I made a conscious effort to call it the men's world title and the women's world title to not acknowledge the separation of the genders with the titles and not glamorizing one over the other. After this, we get a vignette sort of thing with Jada Parker, who is ready to be a part of and to win the Iron Survivor Challenge. Cool. Backstage, though, we go back to Ava's office. Josh Briggs is here and he wants something. And he's brought along pro wrestling Noah's Yoshiki and Amora? What? But anyway, in comes Eddie Thorpe to try and get Ava's attention again, like I've done for the past few weeks. And this time, Ava does not blow him off. Poor word on my part. Ava prioritizes Eddie and sends Josh and Yoshiki away. Eddie wants something. He has nothing, but he wants something. Ava informs him that she's put him in an Iron Survivor match, and Eddie seems happy with that. He's fine with that. Why do I get the feeling he won't be as happy when it comes to the match? Because I think he's fighting Femi in an Iron Survivor Challenge match. I think it's going to be Oba. Stick Oba in that Iron Survivor. Let him dominate the field. That's my pitch for Deadline. Femi in the match, and he destroys every fucker. Again. And he will destroy every person in that Iron Survivor. But after this, we go on to this match. So it's time for match 4. It's a singles match between Nikita Lyons and Adriana Rizzo. Nikita wins following a super kick and a Vader Bomb combination. I rated this 1 3/4. I find it quite fascinating that Rizzo, who's barely had any NXT TV matches, a few here and there on Level Up, but really only started on TV this year. And she's progressing better than someone like Lyons, who's had a lot more exposure. Lyons even wrestled for women's women of wrestling. Wow. She was a lioness, for those who remember that. And she's kind of regressing a little bit in terms of her ability in the ring and her movement. I guess it's because of her physical injuries and whatever, but I'm not here to speculate on that side of things. I just can't see Nikita getting much better. And while she's wrestling the right sort of wrestling for herself, she just seems to be getting slower. A little bit slower every match. But yeah, this was a sub 5 minute match, about 4 minutes. And honestly, Rizzo lost, but she should shine more here. Post match though, Rizzo just whacks Nikita with a crowbar. Okay. Backstage, Andre Chase is approached by Thea Hale, Riley Osborne, and the returning Duke Hudson. Okay, so we're just going to waste Duke's return on a backstage segment. They all question Andre's actions and intentions. Andre explains how Chase U was built on risk and how they shouldn't worry, as they've all ascended to new heights. Chase U have their reasonable doubts, however. Fair enough. And at this point, I want to, have a quick sidebar with you guys. Are they really going to end Chase U next week? Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, will they have Ridge Holland physically end what is perhaps NXT's most beloved faction? Or group? Syndicate? What do you want to call it? Are they going to let Ridge Holland, of all people, to be the one to end Chase U? And honestly, I'm not certain of that. I think there will be something or some way that Andre Chase wins, or the match is a tie, or no contest, or something like that. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. After this, we get a vignette. It's Zarya, and she wants to be part of the Iron Survivor Challenge. Cool. After this, we go on to match 5, the penultimate match of the night. Another Iron Survivor Challenge qualifying match. It is Javon Evans taking on Lexis King. Javon wins, however, with the corner springboard senton. Not sure what it's called. Something bouncy. I don't know. I rated it 3 stars though. I liked it. It was good. Lexis is on his good guy run at the moment, and it's costing him wins. But saying that, Javon winning here was the obvious choice and the obvious call to make. And while Javon won't win the Iron Survivor, he'll be a fun addition to what is already known, and that is Wes Lee. But it would be interesting though to see who else has added this match, because you need a winner in there, and neither of these two are foreseeable winners to me. But we'll see. After this though, post match, they both exchange a handshake. So it's all good. They hug and they handshake. So maybe this is going to remain being a face character, right? No, of course not. No, he'll turn again at some point and more embrace his father's side and be more of a loose cannon, so to speak. Backstage, however, Fraxium are watching the TV and they're discussing the Iron Survivor stuff that we've seen already and the tag division stuff. Axiom wants to focus on the tag division stuff. However, David Frazier he informs Axiom that he's got a Iron Survivor qualifier next week. Axiom is not pleased about this. And then Nathan leaves. OCM then come in, questioning Nathan's intentions with singles titles as opposed to the tag titles, and they take offense to that. And then in from the family to start some stuff, and then the fight breaks out between the two teams, the family and OTM. In the background, though, we do see Khan Petrovic and Brindley Reese discussing something, or more likely, arguing over something. Backstage again, Ashante Adonis is here, and he's thankful that Dion didn't mention the other women to Carmen. For fuck's Ashante, why? Anyway, they're not there for long. They leave, and then in comes Lexis King, who's not happy with his loss. In comes the Hank and Tank. Honk, honk. And in comes Dante Chen, who respects Lexis' new attitude towards things, and, that he's willing to be more respectful and more like an actual wrestler. In comes Gallus, though, trying to start some shit. Bleep. Again, I know. However, maybe more importantly, we see Lexis and Dante seemingly working together to split them up. So maybe there's another team there to be formed between two former enemies in Lexis and Dante. So, watch that space. Lexis and Dante Chen. After this, we go into the main event of the show. It's for the NXT Women's North American Championship. Challenger Kalani Jordan taking on champion Fallon Henley, who is here with Jessie Jane and Jasmine Nex of Fatal Influence. Fallon wins and retains the Famouser following a discus forearm from JC on the outside. I rated this 2.5 stars. It was strangely just an average match. It got decent time, and it was typical Hill v face with the new champion Hill cheating to win. But overall, it was just kind of there. I get that it was Kalani's rematch, and maybe it was also helped to give the match a stipulation of some kind to make it mean a bit more. I don't know for sure, but maybe a straight singles match wasn't the way to do this. I don't know. So I don't know. But what I do know is that this match was alright. It was just there. And more importantly, we have Fallon Henley as the new North American champion for a little bit longer. After this, however, we get a little post-match thing where OT appear. They get on the commentator's mic and say that they want the tag titles. And in comes the family again to start a brawl. In comes Gallus to continue it. Then in comes Hank and Tank to continue it. During the match between Henley and Fatal Influence, we saw another fight breaking out backstage about to do with tag teams. And, you know, the 14s brawl here around the arena. And that is your NXT. That's how it ends with the brawling. Like the good old days. But no, I haven't got a guest on, so this is going to be it. This is going to be me just talking, and that is the end of the NXT review. As always, if you like the video, please share the video, please like the video, please comment, and also please subscribe to the channel. Every little thing helps with us, and we appreciate it so immensely. If you feel so inclined to follow me on social media, I am just over here, DpuizY. That's me right there on Twitter or X. I'm not on Blue Sky, however, the podcast is, however, and other outlets you can see on the screen just at the bottom here. So Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, and Twitch, and Blue Sky is also on there. It's like HCWShow.blsky.net. I don't know. It's one of those weird usernames because I don't know how to change mine. But yeah. With that in mind, that does bring an end to this, and that does bring an end to this episode. So yeah, you can go now. I'm gonna eat some more snacks. Cool. Peace.